Welcome back to the Cheap Heat Productions podcast. Okay, welcome back to the show, and I've got a special guest here today. It's Niko from Blind Channel. How are you doing, man?
Great. How are you?
Good. How has things been for you the last while? Pretty crazy.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Like I can't believe it's still the same year, like 2021, because like it is 2021, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. Like in the beginning of this year, we released Dark Side, and after that, like so much has been happening. Like it's just crazy. I can't believe it's still the same year.
Yeah, we were just talking off camera there. It's a shame now that you can't really kick into a big tour at the moment, kind of around Europe because of all these different restrictions in different countries. So touring's
Yeah,
kind of on hold for the moment, really, is it?
yeah, the world is still a bit of a mess after the pandemic, but I think we're getting there finally. And if everything goes well, we get to start our European tour like first thing in next year, and that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. You got to play, you were saying 16 shows in Finland. What's the restrictions like in Finland now? Is live music kind of back over there?
Yeah, like well, the summer was good. Like we got to play 16 shows, and that's more than many artists got to do. So we're really grateful about that. And like yeah, there were some restrictions. Like I think the craziest thing was that we had sold out this venue here in Helsinki, but then like because of the restrictions, we couldn't get all the people in. So we had two choices. We could either cancel the show or then play two shows. And then we did that. Like we had to do that a couple of times. So we actually played a 5 show weekend here in Finland. So it was really it was a lot of work, but it was fun.
So did you end up doing one at the daytime and one at nighttime?
They were both like in the evening, and one of them was broadcasted on TV. So yeah, it was a wild weekend.
Yeah. Before we kick into some blind channel stuff, just about yourself, how did you become involved in music, and is it something that you always wanted to do?
Yeah, like I've always wanted to do music like since I can remember. Like it all started when I was 7 years old, and my mom made me like take piano lessons. And then like I didn't really like the piano lessons because I didn't like playing other people's compositions or songs. For me, it was always like pretty soon I like realized that you can make this stuff yourself. You can write your own music, and that's it. It started like with the songwriting, and then I just kind of went from that. I ended up like producing rap beats to finish rappers and stuff like that. But I always like my heart belonged to Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit and bands like that. So
Yeah.
then I met the guys at this like house party when we were in high school, and they just, like said that they just put up a band, want to come and try out, and I was like, sure, let's do that, and like the rest is history.
And that's how you met the boys in Blind Channel.
Yeah, like we were in same music high school in northern Finland, and but I was hanging out with the rappers, like we had our big fucking clothes and the swag going on, and then the
Yeah.
boys had long hair and stuff like that, and we were just we were just staring at each other like those guys are so fucking lame, and they were doing the same back to me, and we didn't really hang out before that house party, and it was Linkin Park that like somebody played Linkin Park from the stereos in the house party, and then like I started rapping the parts, and the boys were like, holy shit, this is awesome, you should come to our new band, and that's how it started happening.
Yeah, Linkin Park are a great band. My favorite band is actually Limp Bizkit, and I have the old $3 bill tattoo there to prove
Holy
it.
shit, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love Limp Bizkit as well. Like we saw them live in Finland a few years ago, and we were just like going crazy. It's a great
Yeah.
band.
Yeah, they've got such a great set list that they just can go and just, they haven't really released new music until a couple of weeks ago. What did you
Yeah.
think of that dad vibes?
I just bought some barbecue stuff to my balcony so I can like grill stuff. So like that's my grilling song. Like when I make food when I'm making barbecue, I always put that. What was it?
Dad vibes.
That was I always put that was on. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. Like that's what I'm doing basically every day. So I love the song really much.
Yeah, I think he's having a bit of fun with it, kind of dressing as an old man. But I think there's a plan there to release probably something very different to what that song is. Like I'd imagine with Wes on board, like that it's going to be a few heavy songs on that album when it does come out eventually.
Yeah, yeah, we gotta wait for that. Like I'm waiting, I'm eagerly waiting for that. And I liked it. Like the sound was pretty modern. Like the
Yeah,
production was 2021, like it should be. But then you can still like hear what band this is. Like they haven't changed their style, and I love that. Like I love when an artist or a band can like evolve without losing their own sound. Like that's something that's like the same with all the great huge artists around there.
they're still probably the world's most hated band, but we love them, so fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, yeah, fuck everyone else.
So they'd be influence of yours, Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit. That'd be fair to say then.
Yeah, yeah, definitely the biggest influence. Like, yeah, and all the new metal acts and alternative rock scene as well. Like, they were a huge inspiration for us. Like, I think Linkin Park was probably the biggest. Like, I wouldn't be even friends with the guys if it wasn't for Linkin Park. And it was not only about we never wanted to be like a bad Linkin Park copy or anything like that. Like, what
Yeah.
we loved was there were such pioneers in everything. Like they took everything, all the music, like from the metal scene and the pop scene and the rap scene, and they combined and created something totally new. And what we like to think is that if Linkin Park was founded like 2020, 2021, what would they be doing? They wouldn't be doing the same stuff they did back then, because now we have lots of cool new things. Like trap music has been really big. We have pop music is wildly different than it was back then. Like we have Billie Eilish, stuff like that. And like we don't want to confine ourselves in these prisons of genres. What we want to do is like if we hear a cool song by Billie Eilish, Post Malone, The Weeknd, we want to be able to go that guys, we should do something like this, and then we just like add our own rock touch to it, and that's how we make Blanchel music.
Yeah. And you refer to the music as violent pop.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that was actually my idea. Like we were sending, it was we have been together for like a couple of weeks, I think, and we had our first demos ready, and we sent them to like local radio stations, and we had to promote it somehow, like write something, and then like at the time, new metal sounded like it was not a trend back then. Like it felt like if we called our music new metal, it felt like we were late from the wave or something. And
Hmm.
then like alternative rock, like because that's what it is, but it sounds boring. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't describe your music at all. Like, and then there was also we wanted to be mainstream, not alternative. So we needed to like. Then I suggested the boys that we should just call it violent pop music because we love pop music. We want to make it to the big stages. We want to hit the mainstream, but like there's still it's definitely rock music. So I just told the boys that maybe we should call it violent pop, and it stuck. It was just a joke, but nowadays it has become like a brand to us. Like it
Yeah.
became such a big deal. Like everybody fell in love with it. Like what is this music? You guys invented a genre, and we were like, no, we're just doing what Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit are doing. But if you want to say it that way, that we're inventing our own genre, I think that's what we're doing. Like we're getting better as songwriters. We know our own stuff. We know what Blind Channel should do better. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's violent pop.
Yeah. I'm a big new metal fan, but obviously you can see the influence that your band would have on me as well, because I can see elements of it, but in a modern sense, as you say.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, because there's no better music than adding like when you have rap vocals, but then you have like halftime drum beats and then really bouncing guitar riffs. Like that's the best in the world, right?
Yeah. We
There's no better music than that.
Yeah. I actually do promotions here in Ireland, and one of our nights that we run, now we haven't been able to do it for the last year and a half, but we run a new metal versus hip hop night. So we got two
I mean,
DJs, one's playing new metal, then we go into hip hop, and it's just a mix of both at a club night for.
holy shit, that sounds like a party I want to attend to.
Well, if you ever come to Dublin, your name will be on the list.
I will hit you up
Yeah.
first thing when I come there. But yeah, new metal is just best. Like that's like the core. That's the heart of what we're doing. But we want to add like we want the production to be like I said about Limp Bizkit earlier. That we want the production to be this day. We have like influences from pop music, trap music, all of that stuff.
Yeah. So you guys are not new to being on the road though and writing songs all before it. You were kind of blasted into the media this year. Like I've seen old clips of you playing festivals in Germany and places like that. What's your favorite cities outside of Finland that you've played in so far?
Oh my god, that's a hard one because there's so many. Like, well, we love Germany because the beer is cheap and the girls are beautiful. And we've been
And
there, like, and that's also because like we've done most shows in Germany more than anywhere else in Europe outside Finland. So Germany is really being good to us, and we like that place. But they're also like we've been to London, for example, and it has its own kind of magic. And then there are a lot of like lots of cities we still haven't seen that we get to see next January, and we're really looking forward to that. And it's like there's also like this fact that we all like when we were young we talked about we want to see the world, and that's why we're in a rock band. But like now we know that when you're in a rock band you don't really have that much time to tour around the city. That's only day offs, and you have day like 2 to 3 day offs per tour. Like
yeah,
most of the time, like when you see a city, you see that one shitty backstage and a shower, and that's about it. Then you play a show, and you have to be on your way to another place.
yeah. That's life on the road.
Yeah,
Yeah. This year anyway, we got to touch on it a little bit. The Eurovision, you were in it. That's how I actually see you guys. I was having a few beers one night with my friend Kevin, and we said, let's check out some of the Eurovision acts.
yeah.
And they send them out early these days. So we were looking through all the different songs, and we seen yours, and we're like, holy fuck. It's like this is fucking really good, like for Eurovision. So what I want to
Yeah.
know is how did it come together and what was the process like of getting to the Eurovision?
Well, like it all started back in 2020. Like we had been building this great moment for us, this momentum for like 7 years at the time. Like, and we were super ready. We just released our third album. We had been working on for like 2 years. The album was called Violent Pop, and we had like huge headline shows here in Finland, our first ones. Then we had like European tours coming up, and everything seemed good. And then, like everyone knows what happened in the beginning of 2020, everything was canceled and taken away from us, and we were so fucking frustrated. And then we just like we wrote Dark. The first demo of Dark Side was born at the time, and then like we didn't know how long it was gonna last. Like who knows? Maybe it felt like maybe this can go on for years and years, and we had to find a way. We had been working so hard that we had to do something. And then our guitarist Jonas said that like guys we should just hit the fucking Eurovision, and then the rest of us were like get the fuck out of here, we're not going to Eurovision. That was
Yeah.
like the first thought. But then like then we had this idea that what if we went to the Eurovision and showed our middle fingers to everybody? Like that would be a blind shit of thing, and that's
Mhm.
kind of how it started happening. And then we heard that the Finnish Eurovision finals had been like hoping to have a rock/metal band, and then we knew that it's gonna be our place, so we applied, and then it was a landslide victory for us here in Finland. And then we went to Eurovision, and like we were not Eurovision fans, we haven't been even following the concert. We knew it was happening, but that's about it. We know some the winner songs maybe, but we didn't know anything else. But it was really a great experience, and it really like it was a tough experience. Like, holy shit, that's like true grinding. It's a big show, and it's long days with little sleep and little food, and you just have to like work and be the best version of yourself like for the 2 weeks that it lasts, like the whole event. So we really like we got better as a band during that time. And yeah, it's still like it's weird to think that when we were at our practice place, some of the guys always says that guys, we were in the Eurovision, and then we'll all go like, yeah, yeah, what's up with that?
I seen the initial video on YouTube. I think it was from a TV station in Finland. And then I seen you at the semi-final and then obviously the final as well. And I noticed that all that time you guys moved the exact same way all that time on stage and into cameras and stuff like that. Was that hard to learn? And do you just grow into the habit now of when you're playing Dark Side, you're kind of here and you're here? And do you just, you probably rehearsed it so much that, you know, you can't change the way you go around on stage even about it?
Yeah, I think there was like 103 camera switches like during that 3 minute of a song, and we had to like learn them all. Like we had to know them. So yeah, it took a lot of practice, and it was something completely new to us. So we've had choreographies on our songs. Really, we've done that before, but that was next level shit. So it was really something new to us. But we practiced hard. We went through it for like 200 times maybe. So like in the actual finals of Eurovision or the semifinals, it's more like you shut off your brain and your body just works. You don't know what's happening,
Yeah.
and so that's how well we do it. And yeah, it was weird. It felt actually relieving and easy when we played live. We don't have the cameras. We can freestyle. We can jump whatever the way we want.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we haven't been had exactly the same choreography, but sometimes it comes like sometimes I notice that holy shit, I'm doing this. It's in the
Yeah, yeah.
choreography, so yeah, it's still there.
I've noticed it from watching a few of your videos, like you kind of always move the same way, but it's because you've done it so much. Were they worried that you were going to do this?
Yeah, yeah, they forbid it. Like we actually saw it coming. Like we knew that it's a family show, and then we were prepared, and then EBU sent us the message that hey guys, you can't show the middle finger on TV, and we were prepared. But what we were worried about is that because the song is about middle fingers, and if they would have said to us that guys, you can't sing about middle fingers, you have to change the lyrics, then I think we would have said that you keep your fucking Eurovision, we're not coming. Like that's what we were prepared to do because we wanted the song and the lyric to be exactly what it is. But we were kind of expecting that they're gonna forbid the middle finger. But then I had this idea that if we can show the middle finger, we can at least make sure no one unsees it. So we painted it red, and then it made headlines, and it actually became a national phenomenon here in Finland. Like there are kids like 13 years old, they're in school and they still have like red middle fingers or the joint written in their hand. So it's pretty cool. And then even some like grandmas or teachers or stuff like that, they have red middle fingers, and we were like, "Holy shit, guys! Look what we just did." So it's really cool, and we just felt it was more like an inside joke with the EBU. So I hope they thought it was funny too.
Yeah, I think this year with the two rock acts in it, I think like people were kind of split between you guys and Italy. Whereas I think that if Italy were there on their own, or if you guys were there on their own, I think it would have been a landslide victory for rock music this year because I think people are kind of sick of the same old kind of thing and they want something new, like what happened with Lordi back in the day.
Yeah, definitely. It was a year of rock in Eurovision, and that's a good thing. That and we didn't really care about like who's gonna win, like Italy or us or whoever. Like
Yeah,
we were hoping that rock music would stand out from the show, and I really think it did. And then
100%.
and then you need to remember that it's a competition, a very political competition. That the judges and stuff like that, you can never know what's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
like we were more concentrated on like how the audience takes us, if we get new fans, new listeners, and how's that gonna work. And then like if you count only the audience votes, I think we were placed fourth, and that was bigger victory than we even could have imagined. And then the audience who was there like at the place in the stadium, they were going crazy, and they were shouting blind channel, blind channel. So that was bigger victory for us than whatever happened after that. But like we never cared about the placement. It was all about making an impact and
Yeah.
presenting our violent pop to the world. And now we're very confident that it works. We did
Yeah.
something went good.
Yeah. I was texting my friend at the time and we were like, the judges are not going to like the middle fingers, like, but I think the public will, you know?
Yeah.
In terms of touring, I know it's a difficult time, but where do you want to tour? Where do you want to go? You talk about seeing the world. Is there anywhere on the bucket list that you guys really want to play?
Well, we want to go everywhere. Like we want to do a world tour. Like we really visit the best and weirdest places and all that. And then like, well, many of our idols are from United States, so we're really looking forward to that. I think might even happen next year, maybe the one after that. But we're going to the States, and that's a very different kind of very different kind of market if you compare it to Finland, and it's a wild west. So we want to go there, and we want to play in those games. But also, like we've been touring Europe, and Europe is really beautiful. So we're really excited to get to there as well. And I'm also I'm a big fan of Asian culture for Japanese culture, for example. So I'm really looking forward to go there for the first time. And I think we have a solid fan base for example in Japan. So yeah, it would be just logical that we went there sooner or later.
Yeah. So talk about your new single Balboa and what it means.
Balboa was we wrote it maybe in the beginning of this year. Yeah, in the beginning of this year, and it was also it was in the middle of the Eurovision madness and all that, and then what people don't see about us, they see us getting more successful and successful every day, but they don't see how that 99 things don't work. 99 things go wrong, so the one can go right, and that's what takes us forward. But they don't see that and we've been pressed down for years in the Finnish music business, and I can't even count how many people from the industry have said us that, guys, you're never gonna make it, or that's never gonna be a thing. Well, and pop is never gonna be anything, and we just refuse to listen. And then we were watching Rocky movies, and then there's this line that you need to it doesn't matter how hard you can hit, but it's only the number you hit so you can take, or it's something like that. And then which felt like that's a true underdog speaking, and we wanted to make an anthem for all the underdogs that every time you hit the ground you just gotta get up, and the more times you get up the more successful you get. And that's kind of been our state of mind since the beginning, and we wanted to do a song about that.
Yeah, and obviously you got a nice record deal as well with Century Media. What's the plan going forward with them?
Yeah, it's going really great. Actually, right now the album is in mastering, and our deadline to finish, we have to have the final product, the ready album, this Friday. And I'm fucking shaking because it's been a long road, but we've been writing it for over a year and working super hard. And now everything is so close, and you're kind of just waiting that things go wrong again. The Balboa shit. You're just waiting that anything could go wrong. So we've been shaking. It was mixed by Dan Lancaster. We loved his work on Dark Side and Balboa, so we do the whole album with him. And then he was sending us the mixed versions last weekend, and in the night between Saturday and Sunday we were still listening to the songs and all the shit. Is everything all right, and if we want to change anything, because he'd have to go to mastering first thing on Monday today. So yeah. It's just been crazy times.
Yeah, before we wrap up, I have a few questions from fans that I got on Facebook in a Blind Channel community group. So I'll throw a few of them up for you. Which song or songs do you enjoy performing the most, and what is your latest musical discovery?
Latest musical discovery, well, the songs we love to play live. I really like Dark Side because it felt so easy after all that. Then our cover of Anastasia's Left Outside Alone, that's also a really, really nice one to play live. And I think I love all songs because all they have this different. They're so different. So I love playing all of them. But yeah, Dark Side and Balboa has been really fun because it's always fresh to add some new song, because we played so many shows that at some point the songs are just kind of, oh shit, there's this song again. but Balboa is really nice. Dark Side is maybe my favorite, and because it's a hit song, everybody knows the lyrics, so you don't have to perform it alone. You can perform it with the audience.
You're gonna have to play that song forever.
Yeah, I'm
every
afraid.
Show.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, but it's fun, at least until now. And then the latest musical discoveries, what have I been listening to? Like I've been listening to a lot of trap music lately. I fell in love with Clever, Clever, a trap
Yeah.
artist. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of his music.
Okay, here's a couple of more. How many bass guitars has Ollie broken? How many has he still got that are not broken? And does it hurt or is it itchy to be that hot?
Well, I think Ollie has, during our time as a band, I witnessed he's breaking two bass guitars. Like one was when he and Jonas were doing this Paramore guitar flip. The one goes down and the other one spins around him, and he hit
Yeah.
the bass directly to like this concrete floor, and then the bass just like split like this. Yeah, just all the way from like that. Yeah, and then the other one was last summer when he forgot his bass on the roof of a car.
I seen that, yeah.
Yeah, he remembered to take his beer from the roof of the car, but not the bass, and the bass got lost and got broken. But those are the ones I've heard of. There may be more, but the guy's got a lot of basses, so nothing to worry about. And then I don't really know how to answer the hot question.
Yeah. I think the girl will just be happy that I asked you the question and put her name there anyway.
Yeah,
I thought that bass thing was a joke, to be honest, at the start.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a joke actually, because Olli's bass is the most famous bass in Finland because it's always gets broken or something happens, and I think one day it's gonna be worth whole fucking lot of money because like it's always Olli's bass is always in the headlines.
Yeah. Right, Niko, it was an absolute pleasure to catch up with you today, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out. Best of luck with the album, and we'll hopefully see you on tour soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Have a good day, man.
Yeah, you too.